Spike is absolutely determined to have his moment with the Duke of Delusion. Harry thinks that he can get away with it with going for a handshake, but Spike Lee pulls away. He points at him, leaving Harry to touch his chest. And you can see at that point, Harry's like, what the hell is going on here? Is this guy for real? I need to get away.
Prince Harry thought it was a good idea to try and steal his family's Trooping the Color Thunder. But this extraordinary and somewhat nuts confrontation with Hollywood legend Spike Lee as he was relegated to 8th row seats.
During this mortifying NBA weekend appearance following his snub from the FIFA World Cup proved it was anything but. So this surprise appearance at the NBA Finals without Meghan Markle was quite astonishing for a whole lot of reasons. He was gooning his way through 8 rows back from the star-studded courtside seats where the real celebrities were, like Timothy Chalamet.
He watched Saturday's New York Knicks and San Antonio Spurs game from several rows back while a slew of A-listers were courtside, everyone from Chalamet to Ben Stiller at the Frostback Center's Celebrity Row in San Antonio, Texas. There were other recognizable faces, though rejected from the Celebrity Row. They included Euphoria star Sydney Sweeney, her boyfriend Scooter Braun, and actor Billy Baldwin. But this is Harry. Prince Harry, who thinks as royalty he's the most important man in the room. He certainly walked in very cockily.
And Meghan's mole made a good point actually quoting Harry, because sometimes we've got to remember his own quotes. Every single time I hear a click, every single time I see a flash, it takes me straight back. Really, Harry? As according to Taz responded, I guarantee no other celebrity there takes an entourage this big. He's got 2 to 3 bodyguards, plus I think 3 to 4 staff members. He is completely ridiculous.
And it was also completely ridiculous that to millions of American TV viewers, he was soon gurning alongside the NBA commissioner.
When you're the commissioner of a league, you meet interesting people, don't you? To say the least. Prince Harry taking in the action.
What is he doing?
In Game 5
What's he doing? What substances is he on? Question. Then we get to the confrontation with Spike Lee. And look, I don't want to be stereotypical. Spike Lee, clearly a very spiky guy.
But for this to all play out on camera is once again mortifying for Prince Harry because it shows you he doesn't have the sort of infrastructure in place that as a member of the royal family would protect you from some type of mad celebrity screaming in your face at a sports game.
Okay, now I want to get straight to the slow motion footage on this because I'm just going to talk you through it. And what you'll see is that Spike is absolutely determined to have his moment with the Duke of Delusion. Harry thinks that he can get away with it with going for a handshake, but Spike Lee pulls away. He points at him, leaving Harry to touch his chest. And you can see at that point, Harry's like, what the hell is going on here? Is this guy for real? I need to get away.
And of course he was for real, despite the PR spin that is coming saying, oh, Spike Lee was just having a joke with Harry. Absolute. This is a Hollywood celebrity so furious with Prince Harry's dodgy online behavior that in the past he even raised it directly with Prince William. We've got the receipts proving that.
Conversation was with William. I said, come here for a second. I said,
no, you didn't.
Yes, he did. No,
I
said, they walked down the line. So I'd like to speak for 1 second. I said, I have a message for your brother. And he said, is this next? I said, no. So I said, your brother used my name as an alias on Facebook. Can you ask him why he did that?
No way.
Yes, he did.
Harry?
Yeah.
With Prince Harry?
Yeah.
Google. Yeah.
Wait.
And is he gonna? Did he
Still getting the message.
Wait, Prince Harry used your name,
Spike Lee.
Spike Lee, on a Facebook account.
Yes.
Why? I don't get it.
That's why I asked his brother to find out.
This was an absolutely calamitous night for Prince Harry. But I think the fact that we've now got to the stage of major Hollywood celebrities going for him on camera while his team seemingly allow it to happen proves that he is not in a good place. This is terrible. I mean, you were a PR professional, Lauren, for years and years and years. If you let your client get into this type of situation and it was filmed, isn't that some type of sackable offense?
I mean, I just think this is brilliant, Dan. This is karma, because let's remember, Harry was given a fake award where he was ultimately included in the Time 100 most influential names in sport as a leader, which is just laughable. But it came because he's mates with Mark Benioff, the owner of Time. Anyone who is anyone would not go to any of these sporting events if you were not sat in the front row, because it speaks volumes. Celebrities love to go to prove how powerful they are, how famous they are, and how important they are. And so anything other than the first row, I would advise any client that I was working with, don't go. It's not worth it. It's like Fashion Week. You don't want to be anywhere other than the front row.
But Harry doesn't take advice, and so he goes along, wants to do everything, wants to be seen. And the fallout of this is that he's been humiliated on the world stage because evidently he's not a leader within the sporting arena, as we all knew.
And he's then been snubbed by Spike Lee. And this is a disaster because that footage lasts forever. And so Team Sussex can spin all they like, but they spin a web of lies. They're never giving the public the truth, in my opinion. And we can clearly see this has backfired, to Harry. He looks like an absolute plonker.
Then we have the evidence that Spike Lee is absolutely furious about the fact that Harry used his name in vain. Now, of course we might say, oh look, Spike Lee, he's a bit of a lovey, he's been incredibly difficult. But unfortunately, does this not just show you how despised Harry now is in America? There was just absolutely no love for him in that room.
Yeah, and what's also very interesting, Dan, is Spike Lee knows the world is watching. He knows there's cameras. He knows that everyone's filming. And
so he did this on purpose, you believe?
Yeah, because you're very aware when there are photographers in the world's media, you're walking into a very tightly controlled news arena, ultimately, where your every move is filmed. So you're well aware that the cameras are on you, particularly then when you factor in he's talking to Prince Harry.
So I believe Spike Lee absolutely knew that this would be caught on camera. And it was kind of pulling Harry in, going back off. He might waltz in and think he's a leader. He might waltz in and think blue blood is above everyone else.
But when you're in America, there are a lot of very talented people in those rooms watching those games. And Harry turns up to any sporting event. He swaps teams all the time. And he's very, very disingenuous. And the people of America can see that quite clearly. But I just want to say, we don't want him back, okay?
Yeah, absolutely not.
We don't need that stress.
Absolutely not.
The whole reason that he was doing this NBA Finals appearance is to try and make the point, oh, it doesn't matter that I haven't been invited to the FIFA World Cup, which would have been the much more obvious event for him to be at over the weekend, given the sort of English royal connection with football. But FIFA did not want him there. There is a financial aspect to this too. Good point that Harry sitting in the 8th row makes sense.
Because he probably can't afford courtside tickets. She says that NBA Finals and Championship Series courtside seats go for $100,000 to $200,000, and I doubt that he can afford that either. Whereas obviously for a celebrity like Chalamet or Taylor Swift or Kylie Jenner or Ben Stiller, they are so rich, Lauren, that is just pocket change.
It's also like things like the Met Gala. They're very, very expensive to attend. But these kinds of PR activities in your diary are an investment. Because when you are front row and you are in the first row, that speaks volumes. I cannot stress enough how disastrous it is to be on the 8th row.
Just don't bother going. You would not see Jay-Z and Beyonce sat there. And this is why it's so clear that Harry's mate whacked him into this list to do him a favour with Time magazine, because anyone that's in that list, they would not be in the Time magazine list. anyone that's earned their place in the sporting arena, they would not be sat 8 rows back at all. And you make the good point about the financials. This is a couple that spend money quickly and they don't earn money quickly. I always said to clients when they were earning big bucks,
now is your time to save. Put your money away. Never, ever spend when you are at the top of your game, because you need to be making provisions for when the work dries up, because it always dries up. No celebrity will stay at the top of their game with consistent earning potential for decades and decades. It will always go up and down. But Harry has not lived in a world where he has gone up the career ladder as normal people do. So he leaves the royal family, makes a lot of money, but spends a lot of money as well. And when you are a celebrity, it is very important to consistently invest. Even though I think it's diabolical, things like the Met Gala.
But if I were advising someone, I would say yes, for some clients, investing in front row at the NBA or the Met Gala. This is an investment because it's going to elevate your profile. It's going to reinforce you are wealthy, affluent. I mean, all the things I absolutely despise, Dan. But in terms of celebrity and optics, these are very, very important things. But we know that Harry and Meghan have no PR staff. They are totally unmanageable. And they've burnt through money.
As well, we have to remember why Prince Harry did this, to try and take attention away from the incredible images over the weekend of Trooping the Color. It is so predictable, it is so transparent. But it didn't work. That is the issue then, Lauren. He immediately goes to the Warrior Games.
And he is serving food out of a food truck. I think we can look at some of the footage of this. And it's meant to invoke this idea of cheeky, chappy Harry. So you'll see, Lauren, in one instance, he does that thing where he sort of tries to get into someone else's photo. And it did used to be cute. But now that we know the real Harry, for me, I just find it totally cringe. There was this interaction on video too.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Of course. Would you like some more?
Yes, please. Just one.
I mean, what did you make of that, Lauren? Him trying to, I guess, now link to the Warrior Games too.
Well, it's so nauseating. And I've always said Prince Harry is a construct of palace PR. The happy-go-lucky, cheeky chappy, naughty prince. It's a construct that is clearly not who he is. We've seen who he is very, very clearly. If we look at everything going on that the mainstream media refuse to actually investigate in detail. And if you were handed anything from him, I would be putting it straight in the bin, because we have seen Meghan Markle didn't even wash her hands during the Netflix filming, and it was absolutely gross. But this is a very desperate move from Harry, because don't forget we've got Invictus coming up, the pre-press, which will start next month.
And he wants to be seen as the happy-go-lucky, approachable, compassionate prince. And whilst the mainstream media might parrot out that absolute tosh, the rest of the world have their eyes open and can see that the person that Team Sussex or the Palace are trying to present to us simply doesn't exist. And like you made the great point, we had Trooping of the Colour, and we saw Prince William, Catherine and the children. They just looked, it gave me goosebumps, Dan, and I'm very critical of many members of the royal family. But when you see Prince William and Catherine, they're my hope. I pin my hope on them. It was like a Disney fairy tale. Flawless, incredible, stylish, and what the future will look like. And then you see Harry trying to recreate the kind of things that Prince William has done, where he's been serving food and taking orders from people. And it just doesn't work with Harry anymore. There isn't the interest there whatsoever. He could have been on that balcony, but he wouldn't ever work with people. It was Meghan's way or no way. So he has now tried to leave the institution, but cherry pick parts of it that he wants, like Taz made the point of in the tweet.
It triggers him so much, the cameras. He's like a rat up a drain pipe with a camera. He cannot help but jump in front of one. I have no respect for Harry whatsoever. If he had left the family and truly done a life of service and wasn't grifting for press coverage, I would, despite the fact I don't like him and Meghan, not be too proud to say I respect their charity work. But everything is just for money and fame with these two.